Do you often find yourself watching the clock while in bed to count if you would get the recommended 8 hours of sleep if you fall asleep at that very moment? It's time to rethink this sleeping strategy. A new study has shown that watching the clock while trying to fall asleep negatively impacts your sleep, and the use of sleep aid, such as sleeping pills, by increasing insomnia, which is a common sleep disorder wherein a patient may have trouble falling asleep, staying asleep, or getting good quality sleep. The research was led by Spencer Dawson, Clinical Assistant Professor and Associate Director of Clinical Training in the College of Arts and Sciences, Department of Psychological and Brain Sciences at Indiana University. And here's what he and his team found.
We wanted to understand the relationship between clock watching while trying to sleep, what we call time monitoring behavior, and insomnia symptoms, and the use of sleep medication. What we found is, although these factors seem to interact with one another, the time monitoring behavior appears to be upstream of insomnia symptoms in terms of predicting use of sleep medication. Overall, time monitoring behavior seems to affect the use of sleep aids primarily because it exacerbates insomnia. Now, that's especially true for the behavior just in and of itself. Seems to really only have that effect on the use of sleep medication because it worsens insomnia symptoms. The emotional impact, however, that comes from the time monitoring behavior does seem to still have a unique effect on the use of sleep medications. A simple way to reduce time monitoring behavior is to basically get rid of any clocks or timepieces, get them out of the bedroom. This could mean turning the alarm clock around, covering it, putting it under the bed, putting any cell phones or smartwatches or regular watches out of sight, out of reach, and that's a simple way to start the process from beginning in the first place. In terms of the emotional consequences of time monitoring behavior, what I recommend is to work with a therapist, particularly one who is trained in cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia, which is the best supported treatment for adults with chronic insomnia disorder.
This study involved a sample of nearly 5,000 patients presenting for care at a sleep clinic, according to a press statement by Indiana University. The participants completed questionnaires about the severity of their insomnia, their use of sleep medication, and the time they spent monitoring their own behavior while trying to fall asleep. The results are published in the Primary Care Companion for CNS Disorders. This new study reiterates the findings of a 2007 research published in the Journal of Behavior Therapy and Experimental Psychiatry that showed how clock monitoring can trigger pre-sleep worry and fuel insomnia and exacerbate misperception of sleep. Insomnia affects between 4 and 22% of adults and is linked with long-term health problems including cardiovascular disease, diabetes, and depression, according to the press statement.